You know, if you are on a budget, sometimes life gets hard and sometimes you do have to budget. Sometimes you do have to focus on what you need, and you can't get the things that you want, but you have what you need. What is up, you guys? Welcome back to another video. If you are new here, my name is Denasia and I make faith-based content and lifestyle content. And if you are returning to my channel, thank you so much for coming back. Today's video is going to be all about how I prepare to go grocery shopping on a budget. Sometimes I have about $250 that I will use, and those groceries will last me up to 2 weeks, sometimes a little bit longer. But this week, the budget that I have is $125, so I need to try my best to make it stretch. Right now, and moving forward really, my family is on a healthy eating journey. It is so important to me that I am feeding my family nutritious meals and meals that fill us with energy and meals that make us feel good. For the month of April, I started a series called Next Gen, and this is a series that is all about our role as adults, as parents, as caregivers, as whoever you are. If you have a special child in your life, it's very important, and you have a very important role on raising that next generation. So part of my role as a mom is making sure that I am giving my child and my husband and my family, that I'm making nutritious meals for them. This body that we have, okay, is a temple where the Holy Spirit dwells in, and we only get one temple. So it is important that we treat our temple right. And part of treating our temple right is making sure that we are eating healthy foods. We can work out, we can do all the crazy things, right? But if we are not eating healthy, it doesn't do any good. So my goal today is to create a grocery list for me and my family that, one, can last us some time, and two, is full of nutritious and healthy foods. Stay tuned because I'm going to show you guys exactly how I do this. So what you're going to need is paper, pen or pencil, and your phone. I say your phone because I like to use TikTok and Pinterest to try to find healthy meals. In past weeks and months and things like that, I have used, like I said, TikTok and Pinterest to help me find healthy meals. And this is kind of like an example of what my grocery lists look like. For me, it's very important that I make my list in advance, because if I go to the grocery store without knowing what I need, I'm just gonna buy a whole bunch of crap actually. And I'm gonna come back home being like, what did I just buy? I don't even have anything to cook, for one. And for two, like, I just need to know what I'm getting. I need to go in there prepared. So that's why it's very important for me to make a list. Before you make your list though, make sure that you go through your fridge, go through your cabinets, and make sure that you see what you need and what you have already, and just really go through every single cabinet that you hold your food in, so that you're not buying double of things. For me, I don't want to buy 2 things of potatoes, 2 things of sweet potatoes, 2 things of apples, because something's gonna go bad. So I just try to buy just enough to last for whatever time period I need it to last for. So here's what I do. So here I have my handy dandy notebook, and on my notebook I have written down the days of the week, and on this side, this is where I like to write the groceries. So the groceries that I need. Here is where I write the meals that I'm gonna be having. So before I write anything, I know some of the things that I need ASAP. So some things that I need for sure are my produce items. So I like to write strawberries. For me, it's important that I have my past list, because just in case I forget something that I usually get, I have it here to look at. Carrots, oranges, apples, cucumber. So these are some things that I know I'm 1,000,000% gonna need. These are things that I get every single grocery haul. And a lot of my produce items, I actually get them from Aldi, because for me, I like going to Aldi for produce. Aldi is a little bit on the cheaper side compared to like Stop and Shop, ShopRite. So I personally like going to Aldi for my produce. Usually, like when I go bi-weekly, I try to get cans of tuna fish, cans of like chicken, things like that that can last. Again, I get those things from Aldi because they are cheaper than going to ShopRite or something like that. So, but I checked my cabinets and I realized that I didn't need it, so that's not something that, you know, I need to buy. Let's move forward. Okay, so now I know that when I go to ShopRite, there are some things that I absolutely know I'm gonna need. So I'm gonna need to get chicken breasts, and I did check my freezer and I have like a couple packs of chicken breasts. I like to get the bigger one so that I can slice them and then store them. So I'm gonna at least need one. If I have, you know, depending on how much I already spent and things like that, I might get two, but one will be sufficient for now. Chicken breasts and then shrimp. These are some things that I know I'm for sure gonna get. Depending on what the price is, for salmon, I might put salmon, but I always put a question mark or something next to it if it's like maybe, like it's not really necessary, but if you have, you know, wiggle room, then you can get it. A couple other things that I'm gonna put on here is cottage cheese. I am a cottage cheese girly. I love cottage cheese so much. So I'm gonna put 2 of them. That's like a must. I go through cottage cheese so fast, so that's a must. I need more cheese. And I usually get like the bag of cheese, just because again that lasts longer. So I get either like the Mexican blend or mozzarella cheese. I think I need Mexican blend. I'm gonna put Mexican blend. I saw something one time and it was saying basically that when you go grocery shopping to stay on the outer aisles because that's like the most healthiest food. And I didn't even realize it, but I definitely do stay on the outer aisles just because like everything in the aisles really is like processed and has like a bunch of crazy cancer causing things in it. And I found this lady, her name is Rochelle T. Park, I think it is. I know her name for sure is Rochelle. And she has a bunch of videos on Instagram just basically talking about how unhealthy a lot of foods are, and how just like the government, or I don't know who it is, but how they like try to play us. Like, you know, if it says low fat or low sugar, if you look at the back, like it has something in there that is cancer causing or just terrible for your health. So she has like this idea of, you know, just eating God's food. And I am not gonna sit here and say that I don't indulge in things that like I shouldn't be eating. Like this is a journey, okay? I'm trying my best to eat healthy. So I can definitely say that we did cut out a lot of trash foods. But like just be very mindful of like the back of you know, of your food. Look at the ingredients, look at the calories, look at the sugar, look at all that, because it's crazy. I'll actually include, she has a video with CC Winans on YouTube. For CC has a YouTube channel all about like the generations, and Rochelle went on there and was talking all about like food and things like that and how it impacts our health. So I'll put that down below in the description box so you guys can check that out. I definitely recommend. Literally when I was watching that video, I could not even finish my coffee because I'm like, this is crazy. Like, oh my gosh, the food that we have here in America is crazy. So trying to stick to those outer aisles is very, very, very important. Okay, so now that I have like my must-haves down, I really want to start deciding what I'm gonna be eating for each day of the week. I really cook Monday through Friday, but I like to put things there for Saturday and Sunday just in case. So I like to take my phone and I will show you guys how I go about doing that if my phone doesn't die. Give me one sec. So we are gonna go to TikTok and we're gonna look for clean meals for dinner. Anytime something says clean, I always like to save it. What is that? So let's say for Saturday, we're gonna do that. Sweet potato. So I know that I have broccoli, so I don't need to buy that. I need to put ground beef on my list. I'm gonna add ground beef here. Okay, my phone just died, so that's not gonna work anymore. But I pulled out all of my past grocery list. So I'm just gonna use these to figure out what I'm gonna make. I would definitely recommend that if you choose to make your grocery list this way, to save all of them, because you can just always go back. We pretty much eat the same things, so I don't know if this will be helpful for you guys, but but I can always go back and see like what I've made in the past. So yeah. So for Sunday, I'll add stuffed peppers, and so this will be another day where we'll have the ground beef. And what you can do is, because on Saturday and Sunday I have both ground beef meals, I can always change them around. I just want to, this is pretty much just so that I can go to the store and know what I'm getting. Okay guys, it is 6:07 p.m. and I am about to head out to the store. I had a chicken salad before I left, just so that I don't eat just random things or try to buy just random things out of hunger. I ate before I left, and right here on the floor I have my grocery bags, so I'm gonna get all this to the car, and I'll meet you at the car at the grocery store. I'll meet you in the car at the grocery store. Okay, so we have made it to Aldi, and I just found a quarter. That part is so annoying, I always forget. So let's head in. Right now. Okay, so I spent $56.43 at Aldi's. I ended up getting a couple extra things. I ended up getting flour, sugar, and olive oil, applesauce pouches for the baby. These, let me show you guys. These broccoli bites for the baby that she really likes. These applesauce pouches too that she likes, and like 2 or 3 other things. So I didn't really stick to my plan, but these are things that I get every single time that won't go to waste, so it's fine. I still have a good, let's see, I have $68 to go to ShopRite, so that I think I'll be okay. Meet you at ShopRite. So I forgot my list at home. Thank God I was recording on my phone so I can like quickly look at it. Let's see. So the only couple things that I need here are, I think I'm just gonna get oranges because my husband eats oranges. I'm gonna make a list on my phone now. So when you go out, make sure that you don't forget your grocery list. Oranges, potatoes, eggs, bananas, cottage cheese. So I'm gonna get oranges, potatoes, eggs, bananas, cottage cheese, chicken, and ground beef. I feel like even this is pushing it, because like I said, I have $68 left. So I feel like this is even pushing it. So I'm gonna get the most important things. So like eggs are important, cottage cheese is important, chicken is important, and I have to keep track of how much I'm spending. So like sometimes if I had pen and paper, I would literally write down the amount, but I might just write down the amount here and just keep track of it and make sure I'm staying within $68. And yeah, there was a time when I only had $70 to go grocery shopping for my family. So, you know, times are just like, you know, sometimes you got it, sometimes you don't. So God is good either way. So I'm gonna head in and try to stick with these things. So I'll meet you inside here and I'll try to get footage. This part gets very frustrating for me because it's just like, so I'll meet you inside. Okay, so everything on this list I got, and I am left with, so I'm at $41.33 now. Was that like almost $20 left? I'm gonna go back to this list and see what else I might need. I think I'm good. Yeah, I'm just gonna leave it like that. There were a couple more things that I could get, but I don't necessarily need. So when you are budgeting, sometimes you just have to focus on what you need rather than what you want. So it kind of sucks, but it is what it is. So I'm gonna head to checkout and then we're gonna see how much we spent all together.
Your frequent shopper card, $4.99. $4.99.
Okay. So at ShopRite, I spent a total of $44.87, and I have $23 left. So I could go back in and buy a couple other things. I'm not going to, just because sometimes that becomes a little bit of a stressful experience for me. But I think I did pretty good. I got pretty much everything that we needed. So I'm not too mad at it. And you know, if you are on a budget, the reason why I want to post this is because sometimes life gets hard and sometimes you do have to budget. Sometimes you do have to focus on what you need, and you can't get the things that you want, but you have what you need. And so I just want to let you know, don't feel bad that God is still a provider. God is still good, even though it feels so sucky sometimes. God is still good. You are fed, you are clothed, you are warm, you have shelter, and sometimes in certain seasons that's all you need. Okay, I feel in life in general, that's all you need. And the Bible does talk about, you know, don't focus so much on the vanity of life. Don't focus on, you know, the things that can break and fail and get caught in fire and things like that. Don't focus on those things. Focus on what's really important, and that is your salvation in Jesus Christ. So I hope that this inspired you, that you can be on a budget but still get healthy foods, and that you know, just to open your mind and at just the fact that, you know, even if you are on a budget and you can't always get what you want, that you still have what you need, and that's a blessing. And it's easy, very easy to look over that, but it is truly a blessing. So I hope that this video helped you guys in some way. And yeah, that's all I've got. We stayed within the budget, we stayed under the budget, so that's pretty good. Now, you know, throughout the week, if I forget something or if I do end up needing something, I can always run to the store and grab something. So I hope that this video blessed you guys, and that is all I have for you guys. I'll see you in the next video. Bye.